Right guys, welcome back to another video. It's come to the end of our trip here in Fuerteventura. It's been 2 weeks chasing the shred hard, but unfortunately the wind has been crazy. It's been all over the place, kind of weird weather conditions in general. But as I start to pack up here, I'm gonna talk you through what's in the back of my car to create an epic shred trip here. All the stuff you need in your car to make the most of this island. And it's pretty ridiculous actually how much stuff I've used on this trip just to get the ultimate shreds. Right, let's get into it. Caught in the act on my YouTube channel. Literally in the car here with the world's most professional launcher. I mean, hard to know anyone that's more qualified than you. Nothing about that looks like 10 meter weather. These episodes just write themselves. His bar's backwards, his bar's the wrong way. Miscommunication and misunderstanding combined. Gotta get it right there now. This is a terrible launch. One hand on the bar.
What do you think then about this launching?
Oh my god, he's just walking up more and more until it's a hot launch.
Windy, guys.
So, firstly, I've got the Jaime, the new Jaime SLS. It's actually the 142, the largest size. I always use a large twin tip because it helps with landings, and you never know when you're going to need to get going in light wind, so bigger for me is better. What else have we got in here? I've got Carver skateboard, because you never know when you're going to hit the bowl, because there's some really good skate parks out here. So that just in case. Then this little nugget right here, this is my Kitesurf beater. It's the Kitesurf beater, really fun to have a few kite sessions on that when it's small, and you can surf it if you get desperate. So it's a necessary part of the quiver. I've actually got my bowl deck too. Bowl deck just in case you get to a slightly more gnarly bowl, or you fancy a proper skate rather than a surf skate. Oh, I've actually got, this is a vintage McKee Fanatic 6.0. She makes a 510, it's a 510 bamboo epoxy edition. Literally I've had this for years. It's actually been a really good surfboard, used it so much. Barrels at low boss, that's the tool right there. Can't shred a tool without a decent wetsuit, and this is my latest wetsuit from Ion, and they're making some really nice wetsuits now. Put a lot of effort into neoprene design in the last few years, and different types of neoprene, making different panels in the shoulders really flexible so that you've got lots of movement in the upper body, as well as having kite specific padding in the shins and legs just to protect you when you're doing those bigger moves or going too big in the lagoon. But I'm really impressed with this one. It's a 3.2, it's a back zip. I don't normally run a back zip because I quite like the front zip design, but I have to admit, going back to this makes you realize how easy the back zip is, and the upper body is super flexible, so even for foiling, for kiting, used it pretty much across all the sports, and It's a really nice wetsuit. So that's the wetsuit of choice for this trip. The Ion Select back zip. Bang. Now, I don't go anywhere without my knee braces these days, basically due to the numerous injuries that I've sustained over the years. So I've got my CTI full customs, looking a little bit worse for wear. You can see how many sessions I've had on this. Okay, so then I've got this, which is a really new addition to the setup this year. It's the Ion Riot Curve harness. They've brought down the height of the back panel, which makes it thinner on your back, but they've stiffened up the carbon part as well, so it really gives you a lot of back support whilst being a bit narrow on the back, which gives you a lot more maneuverability when you're going for grabs or generally kiting around. You have a lot of maneuverability in this harness, and it's got the carbon insert front plate as well as the Velcro power strap at the front, and yeah, super comfortable harness. Been testing it out all trip. Haven't actually had that much riding on it, but definitely my most comfortable harness to date. Got slightly larger Firewire in here, just in case, because you never know when the waves get a bit bigger. Here on the Canary Islands, they can get large, so we need the volume for the paddlings. I've actually got another Carver, little Jago Dora. So I love this. This is the Duotone Whip. I mean, it's an old one. This is the older model because I leave it out here, so I can use it every time I come out here. But it's the classic whip shape. It's actually the smallest size. Been had some really good wave sessions on this. What can I say? Even the older models of the whip are amazing still. And you know, obviously the SLS construction's changed and they've got a bit stronger. But the shape is iconic for me, almost like a twin tip, but holds really well in the bigger waves. Then a new addition for me on a trip is the Wingboard. My Fanatic Skywing 5.0, 75 litres. It's actually perfect for me. I'm 95 kilos, so I'm not the lightest person, so I do rely on a slightly bigger wingboard just to get me going. But this one's been really good. I've been really liking it in the waves and jumps, everything, does it pretty well. I actually got sneaky twin fin in there as well. Haven't actually used it as much as I should have done this trip, but always nice. Big fan of the twin fin because they're really loose in the tail and yeah, get you going on some small waves. Also, a slightly newer addition to the quiver is the 35 litre Fanatic Skywing as well. It's a really nice board. I use this mostly for prone actually, but it's a wingboard as well. And once you get better at winging, you can use the same size wingboard that you prone on. And I think that's the holy grail, when you can use one foil setup, one board setup, and then you can travel with it, and it's slightly less of an arduous thing to travel with the full quiver. But yeah, once you're a little better, this is a really nice board and I've been loving it for prone. Then we're down to the Kite quiver. So I've got the 8 meter Neo SLS that I brought on this trip. This is a really nice kite. I brought it specifically for wave riding, for using it in the waves because we get some good wave conditions. Just in case, the 8 meters is really nice because on a strapless board you can kind of get going in almost any wind, even on an 8. And yeah, in the waves it's money, really fast steering, nice kite. Then I've got the Dice SLS 11 meter, my favorite kite in the range, the Dice. Over the years, this has been my kite of choice from developing it back in the day. From the Vegas, it's just got a little bit more direct responsiveness than a lot of the other kites in the range. I like to say it's like a sports car of a kite. Really nice to drive, similar to a Porsche. Okay, then very lucky to have this, the new Duotone DLAB unit wing, and this is a really nice wing. I mean, I've been winging for a few years now, and I've been noticing the gear come on each time the new set of equipment comes out, but this DLAB unit really changes the game because it's super stiff in the air. It just doesn't flap or flutter and just delivers you forward drive as soon as you're up on the board. So it's just, yeah, it's made winging really easy for me, and probably one of the biggest upgrades in the quiver for a while. Obviously, you need the foil setups, and this is a bit of a pain in the ass of traveling with, I have to say, because they're quite heavy and you ultimately can never decide what wing you want to take, so you have to take all of them. So I've got the Fanatic 81cm carbon mast. It's the new Fanatic setup, which you can check out in the link below. Really, really nice setup. I typically use the 1200 wing with the short fuselage and small back wing, and then that's my setup for prone foiling, for wing foiling, and yeah, most of my foiling needs. Then we're onto the bars. I do actually have a trussed bar. I really like to travel with one as a spare because they're really nice, reliable, and highly adjustable bars. I usually do use the click bar, I have to say, which I have here. It's the click bar also. They're my 2 bar choices that I travel with. Yeah, okay, so I've got this, the Ion Apex Curve, but with my Sail Video Systems back mount for the GoPro Max 360 cam. This is a really sick setup for those really cool third-person shots that you see every now and then online. A lot of people stacking clips and trending hard on Instagram with those. I've got that. Got the Max Flow Duotone pump. I always used to travel without a pump, but now I literally won't go anywhere without a pump because the amount of times you turn up to a beach and no one's got a pump and everyone's relying on everyone else. Travel with a pump. Then I've got my 501 Manfrotto tripod. Never go anywhere without it. My spinny head cam. Spinny head cam with Intralock foam mount and GoPro attachments. Literally the money maker. Don't use it that often. You look like a complete prat when you turn up to the beach with it, but gets the shot. Another bit of photography equipment, got the DJI FPV Drone. Was using this a lot in Brazil and use it a lot to film people. Now that I'm used to flying it, it's a really cool bit of gear and definitely a vital part of my quiver. So I've got my Goeys, Hero 10s and Max racked up in their convenient GoPro boxes. Can't go anywhere without the FREERIDE Project hoodie because it keeps you warm on the beach. You need a hoodie. If you want to get one, check in the link below the video and all my videos. Grab a FREERIDE Project hoodie, or alternatively a kite launcher top, also in the link below the video. Right, and that is it. That is the full quiver for 2 weeks of full shreddery in the Canary Islands that you're gonna need to get 3 sessions a day. Now I've just got to get it all in a bag because we're leaving tomorrow. Damn.